with God. Subscribe. Okay, now I'll send you energy. Receive a whopping 10 and 4 units of energy along with additional health energy. Feel free to message me.
Kyung-Young Environmental Agency. Don't do it. If I say my words, I will suddenly be able to respond wonderfully. So water that is good for living in harmony with life will quickly take me to me. Order to give you...
What about Check Up America? So now I understand very clearly. Yet what about Choi Soon-sil's involvement? I didn't touch this Gyeomjin Miju because I touched it. What is the total amount of funds that belong to the state? You can die like that? No. There's a lack of functionality. He barely managed to acquire anything, and it's disheartening regarding the approach. The public surely recognizes this. It's not like stealing a lot of money. That's President Park Geun-hye. Would you have instructed me to do it personally? Even if you don't do it, the gentleman has to go and take responsibility for the wrong boat field that sells each route incorrectly. No, so it's like touching everything in President Park Geun-hye's cucumber field.
Indeed, when boarding a vessel, what actions will a gentleman undertake? Is there really no requirement for a pension? Yet, those who elevated him shifted their stance.
Each case. Did Park Geun-hye create a medium? Is that right? Right. So it is natural that the people are held responsible for it. That's how it is. However, due to global scrutiny, performed to the utmost capability. Is this clear? Sufficient understanding. Despite our lack of outstanding deeds, Gyeomkyung Miju ranks at 1002. This beautiful wine crafted in Rio's golden vessel serves as the culmination of a multitude. Are African people not confronted with hunger?
Is Bangladesh facing starvation? Yes, indeed. However, the annual rice consumption is a surplus sufficient to alleviate global hunger.
In agriculture, where all the rice is collected in the countryside in order to supply rice to rice farmers, yes, just the rice that is lost due to the consumption of rice in a year cannot solve global hunger.
The dog is indeed rice. It's truly remarkable.
Is it really the case? Yet where is the rice? Generally, it's transported to establishments for brewing alcoholic beverages. It's further directed to distilleries for liquor production and also distributed to sell rice. Is it feasible for people to do this?
Some give them away and some make them drink.
It is, isn't it? Is the rice imported from foreign territories for such purposes? We eat all the domestic food. And then what?
Yes.
500 million? Could you confirm?
Yes, many.
Chronic Gora.
The oil of the people.
Moreover, what constitutes the delicious treat on the jade plate? All the white papers designate Manza as the shared resource of the citizens' oil. Thus, the national budget is elusively generated by extracting the oil of the people. Is this accurate, therefore, when extracting the citizens' oil to formulate the national budget? How did the country spend 110 trillion yuan in childbirth incentives over 10 years, but it was all spent on business trip expenses? Dismissed. Indeed, correct. Is there any financial allocation for individuals upon childbirth? 100 plus 10 trillion allocation. This is characteristic of our nation. Thereby, if analyzing the national funds expending a quarterly budget annually for 4 major projects, 60% of the money you don't have to spend. Absolutely correct. If you save this and put it in the people's passbook, won't you use it as a promise? Is the economic structure experiencing growth or stagnation? However, shortly some will reclaim all and be seated here. There had been a couple occurrences last year. What's the financial sum paid as dividends by foreign corporations from our nation's banking systems? Money received as dividends? In the past year, transactions were managed by our country's banking networks. The money I received as a prayer fee is about 5 trillion. But more than the dividends received by our stock citizens. Absolutely. Thus, the 1242 dividends are distributed among 5 distinct firms. Foreign companies must send money to their country. So with a trillion sum of 5 annually, in a span of 10 years, it amounts to 50 trillion yearly. Annually, our nation's finances expend an additional 50,000 on Boeing 74s, initiating flights daily, continuously. Get out of court. Can't you see that? I see that. But when Japan makes our country's mobile phones around the world every year, do we have to import Japanese products? What's really important is that we export, but we use Japanese materials to make car supplies. Japan receives royalties from all over the world every year. The money that comes in from exporting is 74.725 million won worth of airplanes. Many swans are coming in. Many swans are coming in. Money from all over the world continues to flow to mainland Japan. Japan is spending money and rising. So when you keep money, you take money and put it in the bank, you get money. That's why Japan is a tatami economy. Money banks don't take. I told you to pay the storage fee, so I made all the tatami mats out of money. Thus, Japan transcends economically. Doesn't Japan enforce a financial real name policy?
Don't you?
If all the money goes home, is the whole house guaranteed by money? Despite lacking funds, what position does our nation hold? Despite the money we bring from abroad every year, we have a lot of export plus or minus income, so we don't have a deficit, but our country's money goes out to foreigners as dividends and interest? Certainly, of course. So if you stay still, you won't be able to fire anymore, and a little later, our country, Argentina, was the world's largest force before World War II, but now it's last in the world. Our country's tail will be like that in the future. If Kyung-Young embarks upon the 747 aircraft accommodating 50 million passengers in Korea, would that eventuality unfold? But people who don't even have a driver's license sit up and start the car every day and then drive away. Do you comprehend? The pilot advances while deactivating the executive's boot, yet the subordinate personnel do. The department is busy doing the whole thing, so the plane turns up. No, as the executive initiates proceedings, the post-construction team beneath just dismantles components. Hence, what implications arise for aviation? There was only one person who made it right, President Park Chung-hee. Right.
Subscribe with God Almighty, ensuring boundless energetic support. Receive a generous provision of 10 and 4 energetic units in conjunction with health benefits. Feel free to reach out. I love you.